What's good, baby? Welcome back to Protoscope's gaming channel featuring Brave Frontier. So a highly requested video, Xie Jing's post buff guide. So as you know, she got buffed, and this trial is really difficult if you don't know the key elements to beat this. There's two things you have to know. First is her 70% and her I think it's 40% HP. No, wait, is it 70 or 60? 50? Okay, 70 and 40% is where she does her ultimate attack, or her soul extinguish, that she kills 2 random enemies or allies. And to bypass that, all you have to do is just get her, just do 11% damage. That's it. So when she's at 70, get her to 60, below 60, and when she's at 40, get her below 30. That's basically it for that. Now, it took me a long time to figure out the best team composition for this. I did a lot of key tricks and stuff like that. I used Luca, but Luca doesn't hit as hard as the 7 stars. So this is actually a perfect team. If you have these units, it's a really perfect team. Now another key element here is when I'm gonna call her Jing. All right, when Jing, I'm calling her Z. I'm calling her Jing. So when Jing gets that the light buff, you have to freaking kill Fee on the 3rd turn. So once that 3rd turn comes, you have to kill him. If you do that, you bypass that depraved punishment. I think that's how you say it. Depraved punishment, and that basically brings everyone to 1% HP, and your 2 people are going to die for that because she's going to attack twice. So another way to avoid, if you can't kill him on the 3rd turn, which you can do as a supplement, is just guard everyone and hope that RNG is on your side, because you can survive it if you guard, and everyone will go to like 20% HP. Well, 30%. So some things to know is to know how much damage your team does at maximum buff. Maximum buff means when Spark buff is initiated and Shira's attack buff is initiated, and Grahdens light elements is initiated. So you want to have like a comfortable memorization of how much damage you're doing with certain attacks, because this is kind of like a chess game here. You have to, alright, so here is her first light shield. So watch what I do. So no, if Fee gets to around 20% HP, you did too much damage. So you gotta kind of get a feeling of how much damage you're gonna do to know how much damage you have to do, if you get what I'm saying. So don't do too much damage to Fee, because if you do, Xing or Jing is gonna kill him, and basically you're going to get that depraved punishment on that 3rd turn. So what you have to do here is just play around a little bit, make sure your mitigation, use Shira first, because you don't want to do too much attack and realize that you didn't use the mitigation. And Shira's Brave Burst does more damage than her SPP, so you don't want to do too much damage and end up using Shira and killing Fee, or doing too much damage to Fee. So just bait it out for 2 turns. Make sure his HP is around between 30 to 35% HP when you're doing your final attack. So here it is what I'm doing. That's the 3rd turn I killed him. So now she's not going to do that big ass buff and remove leader skill. So that's a key thing. If you don't do it this way, you're going to sacrifice not having a leader skill for 10 turns and possibly having someone dead. Now, I didn't use a revive here. I don't think I did. I don't know if I did. Only thing I really used was to refuge and Stunix. That's basically it. Now, if you're wondering, Proto, why didn't you bring a DOT counter, meaning heal over time? Because we don't really need it. Once you bypass the depraved punishment, you don't really need it too much. Especially with Cannon is a huge part to this team. Let's talk about the team composition now. Well, first, the getting Fee to 20% HP, well, above 20% HP, and kill him on 3rd turn, that applies in 3 different intervals. I think it's 80% HP. Well, whenever she summons the little blob things and has an earth shield, a light shield, that's when you do it. She does it 3 times. She does it at 50% HP. I believe it's 80% HP. Yeah, 50, 80, and 20. So she does it at those intervals. And yeah, 50, 80, 20. That makes sense. 30, 30. Yeah. 80 minus 30 is 50. 50 minus 30 is 20. Yeah, so I think it's every 30% damage. So let's talk about the team composition. Now, if you're wondering why I'm using Medina is because for 3 reasons. Her Ultra Brave Burst helps a lot. I believe she's an upgrade from Kukuri, because when you use her, if you use her last, she gives the entire team a 10 BC or 10 BB gauge boost. So you know how Zelda gives 8, she gives 2 additional, so it's 10. And also, her yeah, that's 3. Cannon. If you don't have cannon, you can get away with using Elimo. Now that's the only supplement I have, because I mean Elimo can't really do what Cannon does, because this trial requires offensive units. Everyone here is offensive. You can do this with Elimo. I'll probably do a different video with a different teaming composition, but if you don't have Shiro, you can use Darvin Shell, or if you don't have Shiro, you can use any mitigator, to be honest, that attacks, because you can just supplement Phoebe's Brave Burst to get that 70% boost in attack instead of the 80% she gives, so you're not really losing out there. Grahdens is mandatory. Well, not mandatory, but he helps out a lot. If you don't have Raga, find a Raga. I mean, I'm pretty sure you have someone on your friends list with a Raga. Fiva, if you don't have Fiva, you can probably get away with using a Zell Knight, to be honest. A Zell Knight or a Growl. But you need someone with HC production. But if you don't even have a Fiva, just throw in someone else. Throw in a Ruby. If you don't have Ruby, throw in anyone who does a lot of hits and hits well. Because Raga, you can use Raga's Brave Burst to basically get those BCs and ACs rolling in. So now, Grahdens is in for leader skill, of course. Cannon is in for the defense boost and the status nullification and a prevention with returns. And Raga's leader skill and Grahdens' leader skill actually goes really well with this trial. So if you just follow what I'm doing, this trial is actually really easy. I died like 45 billion times trying to figure out what the strategy was. So this is the second turn, so I don't want to do too much damage here. So what I'll do is I'll just use Shiro's Super Brave Burst so I don't do too much damage to him, you know? And use Fiva to get those heart crystals rolling in. Grahdens, trying to eyeball it around the LI. That's when you're doing too much damage. So don't want to pass the L, which is good. Now we can just kill him and hope for the best. Hopefully we can do it. So make sure you're targeting him when you're trying to do more damage and not targeting him when you're trying not to do too much damage. So just take heed for all of the tips I'm giving you, because it actually makes a lot of difference. So now when you get below this part, see, the good thing about this, I believe I actually have Medina's Overdrive activated still. So we do a lot of damage here. I'm not sure if I still have it activated. No, we don't have it activated still, but here's the 40% mark. So you have 3 turns to get her to 30%. 30% is right by the T and R, which is good because it kind of gives you a time to regather yourself, because you have 3 turns. When she only does 1 hit, it doesn't really hurt that much if you have mitigation on. So we got to around 27% HP. Fee is summoned for a last time. Do the same thing. This time is actually a little more difficult because he has a lot more HP. So you're actually going to have to be a little more aggressive here than other 2 times. The first time you can't be too aggressive. The second time, be a little aggressive but be defensive as well. But right here you want to be full out aggressive, because Fee will be healed at the end of the turn. Plus healed when he's after you hit him because of Xing's buff. Now you do have damage over time activated. If you're not keeping track of your cannon's spray burst, you have to make sure every 3 turns you're using that, because if you don't, that damage over time and that poison will actually hurt a lot. So the best way to do this is to try to trigger that Ultra Brave Burst right before you kill Xie. So you can do a lot of damage on him, and then after you kill him, you can do even more damage to Xie Jing, or Jing. She has a weird name. To Jing. Make sure Raga's Brave Burst, or Super Brave Burst, is activated first, along with Grahdens second, because you want to make sure all that is there. So now we can just finish it off with these last attacks, and it's easy. So when she summons the Light Shield, you kill Xie on the 3rd turn, and at 70% and 40% intervals, do 10% damage. That's basically it, guys. Save the leader skill. You can see we only use, actually we only use 2 fusion potions. So I hope this is helpful, guys. Until next time, I'm gonna catch you guys next one. Thanks so much for watching. Peace out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Check out my other videos. Boom, Maxwell right there. Boom, Grah right there. If you want to know how to get some BB fodder, bam, right there. All of them in the description below. Peace out.